beloved friends, gathered today with hearts full of wisdom and spirit seasoned by life, it is an honor to stand before you. As we reflect on the incredible journey each of you has walked, I see not just years, but a mosaic of experiences, triumphs, and challenges that have shaped you into the remarkable individuals you are. This morning, I want to share a truth that has brought solace to millions, a message that I believe will resonate deeply within your very souls, offering a profound sense of peace and purpose as you navigate the rich tapestry of your golden years. It is a timeless message from the Creator of the universe, whispered into the depths of every seeking heart, a truth that liberates us from the burdens of anxiety and illuminates the path ahead with unwavering certainty. In the quiet moments, when the world feels too loud, when your mind spins endlessly with questions and anxieties, there lies a restless soul yearning for genuine rest. A profound hunger for peace, a tranquility that transcends the surrounding chaos, often stirs within us. You stand at the edge of tomorrow, perhaps with a heart pounding with questions that no earthly voice can fully answer. Fear often whispers its insidious lies, painting shadows thicker than the deepest night, attempting to convince you that the doors before you are irrevocably locked, utterly unreachable, and unforgiving in their closed state. Yet, beneath all this noise, beneath the storm of doubt and the tempest of uncertainty, there is a still small truth, a whisper from eternity itself, assuring us that the path ahead is already profoundly known. Every single step you are destined to take has already been seen, charted, and prepared by a hand infinitely wiser, more loving, and more powerful than your own. As the prophet Jeremiah declared, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. This is no vague hope, no fleeting comfort offered by mere wishful thinking, or a transient optimism that quickly fades. No, my dear friends, this is a divine certainty, an unshakable assurance that surpasses all human understanding and logic. Imagine it, if you will, a hand, gentle in its embrace, yet utterly unbreakable in its strength, holding the complete narrative of your life story. Each page, every chapter, every significant event, every minor detail is already meticulously written by the ultimate author, the one who never makes a single mistake, whose wisdom is boundless, and whose love is unconditional. He, in his infinite foresight and tender care, knows every single door that stands before you. He does not view them as random obstacles placed haphazardly in your way, nor as cruel tests designed to trip you. Instead, he sees them as purposeful invitations, deliberate pathways, and sacred opportunities designed specifically for your growth, your joy, and your ultimate good. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. Isaiah 58:11. No matter how fierce the storms of life may rage around you, no matter how tight the grip of fear may attempt to constrict your heart, there is always a specific door waiting for you. It is a door uniquely crafted for your journey, one that unfailingly leads to abundant life, to profound peace that quiets all turmoil, and to a clear sense of divine purpose that gives meaning to every moment. The deepest secret, the most liberating truth, lies in consciously ceasing the endless, exhausting worry that binds the mind, and trusting wholeheartedly in the one who holds every single key. He possesses the master key to unlock every door, to illuminate every dark corridor, and to guide you through every challenge. His plan is perfect, his timing is flawless, and his love for you is eternal, constant, and unfailing. Trust in this truth, and let it be the anchor for your soul. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. My brothers and sisters, as you have gracefully entered this blessed stage of life, you carry within you a wealth of experiences, a treasure trove of memories, and a profound depth of character, forged through decades of living. You have witnessed countless sunrises and sunsets, felt the joy of triumphs and the sting of sorrows, and navigated through seasons of both abundance and scarcity. Your journey has been rich, complex, and uniquely yours, a testament to the enduring human spirit. Now in this precious time, it is vital to remember that God's plan for you is not diminishing. It is simply unfolding in new and beautiful ways. His divine blueprint for your life extends beyond any temporal horizon, reaching into the very heart of eternity. He is not a God who forgets his children, nor one who leaves their paths unfinished. On the contrary, his steadfast love and guidance are more profound now than ever before, inviting you to deeper trust and more profound discoveries. Consider the intricate beauty of creation around us, the majestic mountains, the boundless oceans, the countless stars that sparkle in the night sky. Each element speaks of a creator who operates with immense precision, boundless creativity, and an unwavering commitment to order. If he can manage the cosmos with such flawless design, how much more meticulously has he orchestrated the details of your precious life? Your days are not random. Your existence is not by chance. You are a cherished creation, deeply loved and purposefully placed within his grand design. Every door you have encountered, whether it swung open easily or seemed bolted shut, was part of this magnificent divine orchestration. These doors were not meant to frustrate you, but to guide you, to teach you, and ultimately to draw you closer to him. Embrace this profound truth, for it is the bedrock of true peace and the source of all lasting joy. We live in a world that relentlessly demands control, a society where we constantly cling to our carefully constructed plans, desperately grasping at assurances that, in the end, often crumble like fragile dust between our fingers. We strive to meticulously map out every single detail, to foresee every possible outcome, believing that if we just plan enough, if we just worry enough, we can somehow manipulate our destinies. Yet, what does worry truly offer us in return for our exhaustive efforts? It offers no genuine control whatsoever, only invisible chains that bind us tighter and tighter with every anxious thought, with every restless night. To worry ceaselessly is akin to walking a dark, treacherous path with your eyes deliberately closed, unsure where your very next step will land, crippled by an overwhelming, paralyzing fear of what might be lurking just around the bend. It drains your energy, saps your joy, and blurs your vision of the beautiful possibilities that God has prepared. Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? Matthew 6:27. But faith, my dear friends, faith is an entirely different matter, a liberating force that transforms our perspective and empowers our souls. Faith is the open eye, seeing beyond the immediate fear to the enduring promises of God. Faith is the steady hand, reaching out to grasp his unwavering hand, even when the path ahead seems shrouded in mist. Faith is the sure step, confidently taken, even when the very ground trembles beneath your feet, for it rests on a foundation far more solid than any earthly circumstance. Faith understands, with a profound spiritual wisdom, that every seemingly closed door is not an ultimate dead end designed to defeat you. Instead, it is a significant signpost, a divine redirection, gently but firmly guiding you. Gently but firmly guiding you toward what is eternally true. What is it? It is a redirect to a path carefully chosen for your ultimate blessing. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1. The restless heart, burdened by the anxieties of this world, needs more than just a fleeting, shallow hope. It needs a profound, rock-solid assurance, an unshakable conviction that the invisible yet ever-present hand guiding your life is unchanging, steadfast, and utterly reliable. Your future is not a chaotic maze filled with blind alleys and confusing dead ends, where you're left to stumble aimlessly. No, absolutely not. It is a well-lit road, meticulously paved by divine wisdom, leading you directly to your intended destination, a destination filled with grace and promise. In those overwhelming moments when anxiety threatens to flood your very soul and overwhelm your spirit, remember this powerful truth. The door that stands before you, no matter how daunting it may appear, has already been precisely measured and exquisitely crafted by the one who holds all of time and all of eternity. You do not, and never will, walk alone into the vast unknown of your future. You are not traversing a solitary, perilous journey into an uncharted wilderness. Instead, you are stepping, with divine companionship, into a meticulously crafted plan, a design born of infinite love, and sealed by promises that are utterly unbreakable, guarantees that will never fail. Therefore, let go of that relentless, exhausting need to control every minuscule detail, to meticulously know every single outcome before you dare to step forward. The burden of fear is indeed incredibly heavy, pressing down upon your spirit and weighing you down with unnecessary worries. But the lightness of trust, my cherished friends, is true freedom itself, a liberation that allows your spirit to soar. There is a profound peace, a deep serenity that does not depend on the ever-shifting circumstances of your life, but solely on the unwavering steadfastness of the one who promises to never leave you nor forsake you, ever. Ever. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. This peace is not a passive, resigned acceptance of fate. It is not an idle waiting for things to magically improve. Rather, it is the fierce, resolute calm of a soul, anchored deeply in eternal truth, confident in the unfailing love and wisdom of God. It's a powerful, active peace that calls you to decisively stop wrestling with the ephemeral shadows of fear and actively step into the radiant, liberating light of divine assurance. Every single door you face, every challenge that looms like an insurmountable wall before you, is not a random occurrence. It is an integral part of a much greater and more beautiful tapestry woven with infinite care, precision, and love by the master weaver. Sometimes that door may appear closed, simply because the divine timing is not yet perfectly right. Other times it may be because you are currently being prepared, refined, and strengthened for the magnificent blessings that lie beyond that threshold. But always, absolutely always, that door is there, waiting patiently, ready to be opened, eagerly anticipating the one who knocks with a heart fully surrendered to God's will. The insistent, nagging voice of worry constantly tries to drown out this profound truth, seeking to sow seeds of doubt and despair within your spirit. But faith, true faith, listens intently, waits patiently, and then knocks louder still with an unyielding conviction that transcends all earthly anxieties. In this very moment, I invite you to breathe deeply, to feel the quiet, profound strength that gently rises within you when fear is consciously set aside. You are not a helpless prisoner of your anxieties, my beloved friends. You are, in every beautiful sense, the beloved of the one who faithfully guides you, whose eyes are lovingly fixed on every step you take, and whose hands are constantly shaping every single moment of your life. The door you so earnestly seek is not locked by mere chance or cruel fate. It is held with divine intention by a loving hand that will most assuredly open it at the perfect, most opportune time for your ultimate good. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me. Revelation 3:20. The night may seem endlessly long, stretching out before you with no visible end in sight, and the waiting for answers can often feel profoundly weary and disheartening. Yet, just as surely as the sun rises each day, dawn is absolutely certain to come, dispelling all the shadows and bringing forth new light. Do not allow your precious heart to be troubled by what your mortal eyes cannot yet perceive, by the uncertainties that still lie hidden from your view. The one who meticulously created the vast expanse of the stars, who carefully set them in their perfect eternal courses across the heavens, undeniably knows the way through every single darkness you may encounter. He is the ultimate guide, the eternal light, and his wisdom is unfathomable. You are not merely invited to trust with a timid, wavering hope, but with a bold, audacious confidence, a faith that possesses the power to move towering mountains and to open doors that no human hand could ever possibly unlock. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. John 8:12. This, my cherished friends, is your clarion call to cease wandering aimlessly and fearfully in the shadows of anxiety, and to begin walking resolutely with purpose and conviction in the radiant light of faith. No longer should you be driven by the relentless, often irrational forces of worry, but instead be powerfully propelled by the quiet, yet indomitable strength of unwavering trust. The door that lies ahead of you may indeed seem distant, perhaps even obscured by the mists of uncertainty, but I assure you, it is closer than you could ever possibly imagine. It is held wide open with an eternal welcome by the loving hand that embraces you beyond any earthly measure, a love that is unconditional and everlasting. Step forward then with profound courage and an unshakable belief. For this divine journey is not fundamentally about your ability to find the precise door. It is, at its very core, about your willingness to trust completely in the one who holds every single key to your destiny. The Lord is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusts, and I am helped. Psalm 28:7. The very weight of uncertainty often presses heavily upon our chests, making each breath feel shallow and constricted, as our hearts silently wrestle with unseen shadows that no mortal eye can fully perceive. Yet within this very struggle, within this season of profound challenge, lies the potent seed of a deeper, more resilient strength. This strength is not born from what we can see or what our current circumstances dictate, but from the unshakable eternal promise that even when our path is veiled in deepest darkness, we are never, ever alone. This, my friends, is the beautiful paradox of faith. It calls us to trust without seeing, to bravely move forward when the way ahead is completely hidden by doubt and overwhelming fear. It implores us to believe wholeheartedly in an unseen hand that will unfailingly guide us through the darkest night, illuminating our steps with divine light. And in this act of profound trust, a quiet yet formidable courage is born. A courage that defiantly challenges the trembling of our souls and steadfastly steadies our shaking hands, empowering us to continue our journey with unwavering resolve. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Life's doors are not merely physical thresholds that we cross. They are profound symbols of divine invitations, sacred gateways where our destiny providentially meets our decisions. Every seemingly closed door is not a harsh rejection from a distant God, but rather a divine pause, a deliberate moment designed to prepare us, to teach us invaluable lessons, and to allow us to grow profoundly in the unseen, in the spiritual realm. Behind these doors lie incredible mysteries that cannot possibly be grasped by mere human understanding. Wonders patiently waiting for our hearts to be truly ready, for our souls to be purified through trials, and for our spirits to be strengthened by His grace. The waiting period is never ever wasted. It is in fact the rich, fertile soil where our faith takes deep root, grows robustly, and eventually blooms into a mighty, resilient tree that possesses the incredible ability to withstand every single storm life may throw its way. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40:31. Therefore, do not rush impulsively to open doors, prematurely, driven by impatience or desire for immediate gratification. For in such haste our hearts can stumble, and our spirits can falter, leading us astray from God's perfect timing. Instead, I urge you lean gracefully into the profound silence of waiting, embracing it with a patient hope, an unwavering expectation, knowing with absolute certainty that what lies beyond the closed door, in God's perfect timing, is far greater, far more rewarding, than anything your current imagination could ever possibly. The hands that lovingly hold your life are meticulously weaving a magnificent story of redemption and unparalleled grace. It is a vast, intricate tapestry where every single thread, even those moments tangled in pain, sorrow, or confusion, is an integral part of a perfect divine design. That seemingly closed door is but a vital brushstroke in this glorious masterpiece, not a flaw, not an error, but a necessary contour. A deliberate shade that ultimately shapes the profound beauty that is yet to come. A beauty reflecting God's perfect plan for you. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. Fear often tempts us with the deceptive belief that we must fight life's battles entirely alone, convincing us that the future is nothing more than a harsh battleground where our very survival hinges solely It whispers doubt, suggesting that we are solely responsible for every outcome, bearing the entire weight of the world on our individual shoulders. But faith, my dear friends, bravely reveals a profoundly different reality, a more liberating truth, that you are not left to be crushed by your burdens, but rather you are lovingly carried. You are not destined for defeat, but you are powerfully upheld by an unseen, yet incredibly strong divine hand. The divine does not patiently wait for you to miraculously become strong before he graciously chooses to act on your behalf. On the contrary, he is, in fact, the very essence of strength in your inherent weakness, the illuminating light in your deepest darkness, and the profound calm that settles over you in the midst of your most raging storm. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12:9. To surrender to God is not to give up in defeat, but to give over, to wholeheartedly entrust your entire being and your future into His capable hands. It means to place your often trembling hand, with all its human fragility, into the powerful, steadfast hand of the one who holds all things together, who sustains the entire universe with His boundless power. In those moments when doubt, like sharp claws, relentlessly tears at your mind and attempts to erode your confidence, remember the countless souls who have courageously walked this very path before you. Think of those brave individuals who faced seemingly impossible odds, encountered numerous closed doors, and plumbed the depths of profound despair. They did not find their lasting peace in what they could see with their physical eyes, nor in their limited human understanding of their circumstances. Instead, they discovered it in the unbreakable promise, the eternal covenant, that the one who lovingly calls you to His purpose is utterly faithful, always keeping His word. The Lord is faithful, and He will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. 2 Thessalonians 3:3. Their stories, etched into the annals of time and faith, are not merely historical accounts. They are powerful echoes of hope, living testimonies to the transformative power of a trust that courageously transmutes fear into unyielding faith, profound weakness into incredible strength, and the door you face, my friends, is not an impenetrable barrier designed to stop you dead in your tracks. Rather, it is a magnificent bridge, gracefully connecting where you are now to where you are truly meant to be, according to God's divine plan. It serves as a sacred boundary, a distinction between what is temporary and fleeting in this world and what is eternal and everlasting. It marks the divide between the limited vision of our earthly perspective and the infinite possibilities that reside within God's vast and boundless kingdom. I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14:6. To stand before this door consumed by fear is to see only the sharp edges of your own human limitations, to be confined by what you perceive as your incapacity. But to bravely step through that door in faith is to courageously enter into the magnificent fullness of God's abundant grace and His boundless, glorious purpose for your life. You, my precious ones, were made for so much more than mere survival, than simply existing from one day to the next. You were profoundly made to thrive, to flourish, to truly come alive in the radiant light of God's holy presence. You were designed to walk boldly with confident steps on the very path He meticulously sets before you, even when that path twists and turns through valleys of deep uncertainty and challenging terrain. The doors you encounter along your journey are not random, chaotic obstacles placed arbitrarily in your way. Instead, they are sacred invitations, divine summons, to trust more deeply, to hope more expansively, and to love far beyond anything you have ever known or experienced before. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. In 2 Timothy 1:7, they are clarion calls for you to willingly release your tight grip on control, to surrender your anxieties, and to grasp instead the powerful, loving hand that holds the entire cosmos. The one who orchestrates galaxies and yet cares intimately for every detail of your life. There's a profound, unshakable peace that gently settles upon you when you cease fighting against the unseen forces of this world, when you stop fearing what is not yet fully revealed to your eye. Instead, you can courageously anchor your soul in the eternal, immutable truth that God's plans for you are always unequivocally good, filled with hope and a future. This sacred peace is not merely the absence of trouble, or the lack of earthly afflictions. It is, in fact, a powerful, comforting presence of divine assurance, a spiritual fortitude that possesses the ability to move towering mountains and to calm the most raging, tumultuous seas within your soul. It serves as an impregnable fortress for your soul, a sacred sanctuary, where your spirit can finally find true rest, profound solace, and renewed strength to face whatever comes next. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. My dear friends, do not be deceived by the tempting urge to compare your unique journey with that of others around you, for each door in life opens in its own perfect time and within its own divine season. The delays you experience are not denials of God's love or attention. Rather, they are often periods of sacred preparation, moments designed to strengthen and equip you for what lies ahead. The apparent silence you perceive is not an absence of God, but often a profound quiet working within you, a deeper alignment of your spirit with His will. It is the preparation of something holy, a divine alignment that will ultimately bring forth fruit beyond your wildest imagining, blessings that will astonish and delight you. To wait patiently is to actively participate in the sacred rhythm of life, trusting wholeheartedly that the very same hand that carefully closed one door will faithfully open another precisely when the moment is right, when the season is right, and when your heart is truly ready. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. In the profound stillness of waiting, I urge you to let your heart rise like a persistent flame that courageously refuses to be extinguished, a beacon of hope in the deepest darkness. Let your faith be the steady, unwavering drumbeat that powerfully drowns out the chaotic noise of fear and the insidious whispers of despair, filling your soul with resilient hope. This, my friends, is your sacred calling, not to know all the complex answers to every question that life presents, but to trust implicitly in the one who knows absolutely everything. It is to walk forward, not by what your physical sight can grasp, but by an unwavering inner certainty, a deep spiritual conviction that your life is held securely by an eternal love that never, ever fails. Every step you take in faith, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, moves you inexorably closer to the specific door that will miraculously open into a brand new chapter of grace, divine favor, and profound purpose. You are not merely wandering blindly through life, adrift and without direction. No, you are journeying with an infallible guide who sees the end from the very beginning, who has orchestrated every detail of your path. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119:1-5. Your feet may occasionally stumble, your heart may sometimes falter under the weight of trials, but the hand that lovingly leads you is always steady, always sure, always present. The promise that faithfully sustains you is unchanging, unwavering, and eternally reliable. Therefore, let go of the heavy burdens of doubt and fear that relentlessly weigh down your spirit, for they are nothing more than chains painstakingly forged by uncertainty and the deceptive power of despair. Break free from these spiritual shackles by the incredible power of trust, by the raw courage to believe in the unseen, and by the profound willingness to step forward in humble obedience to God's guiding voice. The door that stands before you is not merely a passage to another place, but a vibrant promise. A promise that when you walk bravely through it, you will find life in abundance, hope that never fades, and an unshakable joy that transcends every single trial and tribulation this world can throw your way. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3:22-3. This journey, my beloved friends, is not always easy. In fact, it is often arduous and challenging. But I assure you, it is profoundly sacred, a pilgrimage of the soul seeking its true, eternal home. It is the glorious path of faith that leads us beyond the temporary and fleeting experiences of this world, into the vast, infinite expanse of the eternal. And at the blessed end of this sacred road, there stands a light that will never, ever fade, a love that never, ever fails, and a joy that absolutely no one can ever take away from you. So walk boldly, my dear friend. Your door is patiently waiting for you. The hand that holds the key, the hand of your loving Creator, is gently extended, reaching out to you. Step forward with unwavering faith and watch in awe as the seemingly impossible will miraculously become your personal testimony to God's boundless power and grace. Let your life be a living testament to His faithfulness, a beacon of hope for those who are still searching for their own divine doors. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10:10. The soul's deepest cry is not solely for comfort, but for profound meaning, to touch something truly beyond the fleeting, the temporary, and to discover an eternal truth that firmly anchors the heart amidst life's fiercest. When the world around you fractures under the immense weight of chaos, when familiar foundations seem to crumble, the human spirit aches deeply for a solid rock, an unyielding refuge where it can stand unshakable, unbound. This deep longing is no mere accident, no random emotional flicker. It is in fact the gentle whisper of eternity, calling out through the distracting noise of time, a divine echo that powerfully stirs within every human heart, regardless of age or circumstance. In that stirring, in that profound inner yearning, lies the sacred invitation to look beyond the superficial surface of things, beyond the immediate pain, beyond the confusing complexities, and to grasp firmly hold of a purpose so vast, so pure, so utterly divine, that it possesses the miraculous ability to transform every single hardship. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Ecclesiastes 3:11. The journey through darkness, while undoubtedly difficult, is never a curse. It is a sacred crucible where impurities of the spirit are lovingly burned away, where true resilience of the soul is powerfully forward. It is most often in the deepest valleys of shadows, in those seasons of profound trial, that the soul learns its greatest, most transformative lessons, that faith is purified and strengthened, much like precious gold refined by intense fire. Therefore, do not despise the night simply because it is hard, because it feels burdensome. Rather, I urge you to embrace it as the incredibly fertile ground where your character is meticulously cultivated, your spiritual vision is sharpened with divine clarity, and your soul matures in grace. The trials you face are never meaningless or pointless. They are instead the divine chisels that lovingly carve you into a strong, beautiful vessel, perfectly fit to carry the radiant light you were truly born to share with the world. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. James 1:2-3. When despair, like a venomous serpent, whispers its lies of worthlessness and defeat into your ear, remember the profound eternal truth etched into the very fabric of your being. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, intricately crafted by a hand that delights in your unique existence, that celebrates your very breath. This, my friends, is the bedrock upon which true hope confidently stands, an unshakable truth that no storm, No setback, no earthly power can ever possibly erode. Your life bears a divine imprint, a sacred signature of purpose that no temporary setback or challenge can ever truly erase. In the very midst of struggle, your soul's inherent worth remains utterly intact, shining brightly like a radiant beacon in the darkest, most trying night. The crushing weight of sorrow may indeed bend your back, causing immense pain and fatigue. But I assure you, it can never ever break your spirit, for your spirit is divinely empowered. I praise you, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Psalm 139:14. Within your deepest wounds, those places of vulnerability and hurt, lie the profound seeds of compassion and wisdom. These are not weaknesses but strengths. The incredible ability to reach out and lovingly heal others precisely because you intimately understand their pain, because you have walked a similar path. Your scars, which you may once have viewed with regret or shame, become a living, guiding map for those who are lost in the wilderness of their own struggles, gently directing them toward the unwavering light of hope and the balm of healing. This is the beautiful, perplexing paradox of suffering. It wounds us deeply, but it also teaches us invaluable lessons. It can sometimes isolate us, yet it also powerfully connects us to the universal human experience. It can darken our present, but it also illuminates our future with profound understanding. Faith is not, as some mistakenly believe, a flimsy refuge for the weak or the faint of heart. On the contrary, it is an impregnable fortress, a mighty stronghold for the weary, for those who have fought long and hard. He heals the broken-hearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. It does not promise a life entirely devoid of trials, a path without any challenges or difficulties. Instead, it offers an incredible power, a divine strength that rises majestically amidst them, enabling us to face every storm with grace and courage. When the storm of life rages fiercely, when the winds howl and the waves crash, faith is the unyielding anchor that holds the soul steady, keeping it firm and secure. It is the tenacious flame that steadfastly refuses to be snuffed out, burning brightly, even in the most intense gales of adversity. It is a bold declaration, a profound truth whispered into the heart. No matter how fierce the winds may blow, no matter how high the waves may surge, you belong to a love that is infinitely greater, more powerful, and more enduring than any tempest that could ever come your way. The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Psalm 18:2. Look closely, my dear friends, at the inspiring stories of those who courageously walked this path before you. Consider the magnificent figures of faith who faced unimaginable betrayal, profound loss, and soul-crushing loneliness, yet stood firm, unyielding, because they believed wholeheartedly in a greater divine purpose. Their lives are not merely dusty pages of history. They are vibrant, living testaments to the incredible, transformative power of trust in God. Their footsteps, echoing through time, resonate deeply with your own journey, gently urging you onward when your own strength seems to fail, powerfully reminding you that you are never, ever alone on this sacred path. Their unwavering courage is a brilliant torch, lovingly passed down through countless generations, brightly lighting your way in your darkest, most challenging hour. The heart that resolutely refuses to give up, the spirit that chooses perseverance over surrender, is indeed a true warrior of hope. We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. 2 Corinthians 4. It battles not with worldly weapons of war, but with the potent power of prayer, with unwavering patience, and with the quiet yet insistent conviction that dawn always, invariably follows the darkest, most despairing night. This, my friends, is the very essence of true perseverance, not the absence of struggle or difficulty, but the relentless, unwavering pursuit of light, despite all the darkness, despite every obstacle. Each precious moment you consciously choose faith over paralyzing fear, each breath you take imbued with hope, is a profound victory, courageously carved out in the ongoing battle for your very soul. You are called not merely to survive the storms of life, but to truly shine, to be a radiant beacon that powerfully pierces through the surrounding darkness. You are called to be a strong voice that eloquently speaks courage into the hearts of others when silence screams despair. Your unique light, your individual story of overcoming, is a precious gift to a world that aches desperately for warmth, for truth or guidance. Your narrative is a powerful song of redemption that possesses the miraculous ability to heal countless broken hearts. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. When you feel small, insignificant, or overwhelmed, remember the vastness of the stars above. They are countless, yet each one burns brightly, distinctly in the immense, boundless sky. So too must you shine, my friends. Even when the night around you seems utterly endless, when challenges loom large, the trials you face are not the bitter end of your story, but rather the powerful beginning of a brand new chapter. A chapter courageously written in resilience, beautifully painted with grace, and gloriously filled with the transformative power of divine resurrection. Every hardship, every tear shed, every moment of doubt is a step closer to the ultimate victory that faithfully awaits. Every tear waters the fertile soil of your future joy, and every moment of despair is merely the precursor to a glorious breakthrough that will leave the world in awe of what unwavering faith anchored in God can truly accomplish through you. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Psalm 35. You were unequivocally created for this very moment, for this specific fight, for this profound purpose. Your precious presence here on earth is no accident of fate or random chance, but a deliberate, intentional act of divine design. When you feel overwhelmed, burdened, or perhaps even insignificant, remember that the very same omnipotent power that meticulously created the stars, that gently set them in their majestic courses, and that holds the entire universe together, is actively at work within you right now. You are never small, never insignificant, never, ever forgotten by your loving Creator. So stand tall, my weary traveler, my cherished friend. Lift your eyes from the temporary valleys of struggle and fix them firmly on the distant horizon, where hope rises majestically like the dawn of a new day. Let your heart beat with the unwavering rhythm of courage, your spirit soar freely with the expansive wings of faith. The journey may indeed be hard, often arduous, but I promise you, the destination is glorious beyond all human comprehension. Your life is a powerful testament, your story a triumphant song, waiting to be beautifully sung. Walk on then, not with trembling, hesitant steps, but with a fierce, unyielding resolve. For you carry within you an inextinguishable fire, a divine spark that can never be quenched. You are the radiant light that the deepest darkness can never overcome, the tenacious hope that despair can never silence. The night, no matter how long, will eventually pass. The dawn, with its promise of new beginnings, will surely break, and you, my beloved, will rise from the ashes stronger, wiser, and utterly unbreakable. For where two or three gather in my name, there am I with them. Matthew 18:20. The invisible weight of the world often presses heavily down upon our shoulders, a burden that can feel overwhelming and crushing. Yet, deep within you, there burns a quiet, persistent power, a spark of divine fire that stubbornly refuses to be extinguished by any external force. It is the unseen strength of the soul, the relentless pulse of hope that continues to beat steadily beneath the bruises of disappointment and the deep scars of past failures. This incredible power is not miraculously found in the comfortable absence of struggle, but rather in the courageous heart that rises each and every time it falls, that stands firm even when the path ahead is shrouded in darkness and the way seems utterly unclear. It is a strength born from profound surrender. A surrender not to defeat or resignation, but to a greater, all-encompassing love that gently carries you through the most turbulent storms of life, providing comfort and guidance. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. There is a sacred rhythm to endurance, a divine pattern meticulously woven into the very fabric of suffering and perseverance. Much like a mighty river that relentlessly carves deep, enduring valleys through solid stone, your trials and challenges shape you, not with the intention of breaking your spirit, but to powerfully reveal the unyielding, resilient depths of your inner spirit. In those moments when you feel most worn, most depleted of energy and hope, remember that the river never, ever loses its course. It flows steadily forward, relentless, unstoppable in its journey. So too must you flow, my friends, carrying the weight of your struggles, not as an unbearable burden, but as a powerful testimony to your unbreakable will and your enduring faith. Faith is truly a lamp that shines its brightest, most illuminating light when the night surrounding you is at its absolute darkest. What? It is the unwavering hand that confidently reaches into the deep void and miraculously finds a tether, a connection to the divine. It is the gentle, comforting whisper in the silence that faithfully reminds you there is always a profound purpose beyond immediate pain and suffering. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Faith calls you to rise, to take a deep breath, to resolutely press on when every natural instinct within you screams to stop, to give up. Faith does not, in any way, deny the harsh reality of suffering or the existence of pain. Instead, it powerfully transforms it, miraculously turning despair into radiant hope, profound weakness into incredible strength, and devastating loss into meaningful gain. It is the sacred alchemy of the heart, where the seemingly ordinary becomes extraordinary through the miraculous touch of divine grace. The scars you bear, those visible and invisible marks of your journey, are not signs of failure, my friends, but rather glorious badges of honor, tangible proof that you have bravely faced the fiery trials of life and emerged, perhaps changed, but certainly stronger. Each wound you carry tells a unique story of survival, of courage in the face of adversity. Each tear shed is a baptism into deeper understanding, a purification of the soul. These marks are not merely bitter memories of pain, but they are the divine blueprint of your resilience, the very language of a soul that steadfastly refuses to be defeated. Wear them with immense pride, for they are undeniable evidence that you have been tested in the crucible of life and found worthy, found capable of enduring. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer. He causes me to stand on the heights. Psalm 18:33. In the profound silence of your struggle, I urge you to listen closely, to truly attune your spirit. There, beneath the chaotic noise of your fears and doubts, you will clearly hear the voice of truth. It is a gentle, persistent call that lovingly beckons you to rise above the chaos, to trust implicitly in a love that is infinitely greater than any hardship. Wise. This voice is not loud or brash. Rather, it is steady and sure, like a guiding lighthouse cutting brilliantly through the thickest fog, safely guiding you to shore. When the storms of life rage fiercely around you, hold fast to this divine voice, for it is your ultimate anchor and your unwavering compass, keeping you grounded and on course. Hope is not a fleeting, ephemeral feeling that comes and goes with the winds of change. No, it is a deliberate, conscious choice, a steadfast refusal to surrender to despair, a profound commitment to believe firmly in the unseen, in the promises of God. It is the quiet courage that miraculously fills your lungs when you genuinely believe you have no strength left to breathe. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God. Psalm 42:5. It is the steady, reassuring heartbeat that keeps you moving forward, even when every fiber of your being aches to stop. Hope sees beyond the immediate pain and suffering to the glorious promise of new life, new beginnings, and new, abundant joy. It is the resilient seed planted deeply in the rich soil of sorrow that will one day, in God's perfect timing, bloom into a magnificent garden of grace, filled with beauty and spiritual fruit. Your journey, my precious friends, is not simply measured by the absence of pain or difficulties, but by your unwavering courage to continue, to press on despite it all. It is the steadfast footsteps of a pilgrim who walks not just toward a final destination, but deeper and deeper into an abiding faith. Each step you take is a powerful act of defiance against the forces that seek to silence your spirit, a living testament to the enduring power of your belief. You are not alone on this sacred path. Countless souls have walked before you, their inspiring stories beautifully woven into the vast tapestry of hope that faithfully sustains you now. Where two or three gather in my name, there am I within. Matthew 18:20. The love that surrounds you is fierce and unrelenting, an unwavering force. It does not flinch in the face of your failures. It does not waver or diminish with your doubts. This divine love pursues you relentlessly, reaching into the darkest, most hidden corners of your heart to heal, to restore, and to renew your spirit. It is a love that sees beyond your mistakes and imperfections to the incredible potential that lies dormant within you. It is a love that whispers your name with tender affection and boundless power. Well, when you feel unworthy, when self-doubt clouds your mind, remember this incredible love, for it is the very foundation of your inherent worth, the source of your value in God's eyes. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. Strength, my beloved, is not fundamentally the absence of weakness or the illusion of invincibility, but rather the profound courage to rise, to push forward despite the weakness you feel. It is the quiet, unwavering determination that fuels your steps when the road ahead is long and arduous. It is the steadfast resolve that keeps your eyes fixed firmly on the horizon, even when the immediate path is obscured. This strength is born in the crucible of challenge, meticulously tempered by the virtues of patience and hope. It is a divine gift, freely given to those who courageously refuse to give up, the glorious reward for those who faithfully endure. You possess this strength deep within you, my friends. It is the very breath of life itself, the vibrant spark of the divine, a resilient flame that can never be truly extinguished. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. The darkness you may currently face, no matter how profound or encompassing, is never, ever infinite. Every single night, without fail, is followed by the promise of dawn. Every harsh winter eventually yields to the vibrant new life of spring. This, my friends, is the unchanging truth that faith valiantly clings to. The unshakable promise that light will ultimately conquer all darkness, that joy will inevitably overcome all sorrow. Hold this precious promise incredibly close to your heart, for it is the lifeline that will faithfully pull you through the deepest, most challenging valleys of your life. No matter how long and desolate the night may seem, the dawn is always coming, bringing with it new hope and new beginnings. No matter how heavy the burden you carry, God's boundless grace is always enough, more than sufficient to sustain you. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. Your story, my dear friends, is still beautifully unfolding, meticulously written in the indelible ink of perseverance and unwavering faith. Every trial you encounter, every tear you shed, every moment of doubt you wrestle with, is a vital chapter in a narrative far grander, far more magnificent than you can possibly perceive with your limited human sight. This story is not merely about survival in the face of adversity, but profoundly about transformation, about becoming the unique, incredible person you were divinely created to be. It is a story of redemption, of ultimate victory over all obstacles, and of a love that triumphantly overcomes every single challenge. Trust implicitly in the divine author of your story, for I assure you, the ending he has planned is glorious beyond all human imagining. Walk forward with profound courage, knowing deeply in your spirit that each step you take is sacred. Each breath you draw is a precious gift from the Creator. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. You are not defined by your past, my beloved ones, by old mistakes or regrettable choices. Instead, you are beautifully defined by the radiant hope that fills your soul today, by the new opportunities and mercies that greet you with each sunrise. You are so much more than your past failures. You are stronger than your deepest fears, and you are beloved beyond any earthly measure. Let this profound truth sink deep into the very core of your heart. Allow it to rise up within you and powerfully shape every aspect of your life. The journey may indeed be hard, often steep and challenging, but the prize, the eternal reward, is worth every single step, every sacrifice, every moment of persevering. You are called to rise, to shine your unique light brightly, to live fully and fearlessly in the glorious light of hope, embracing every day with gratitude and purpose. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. Philippians 3:14. Grace, my friends, is like a mighty flowing river that streams freely, abundantly, washing away all guilt and shame, profoundly renewing the weary heart and and soul. It's the unmerited favor of God that graciously meets you precisely where you are in your journey, not where you wish you were, or where you feel you ought to be. Grace is the compassionate hand that catches you gently when you stumble and fall, the loving voice that mercifully forgives your failures, the tender embrace that powerfully restores your soul to wholeness. In grace, you discover true freedom, not freedom from the natural consequences of your actions, but freedom from the crushing weight of condemnation, the crippling power of guilt. It is the inexhaustible wellspring of divine mercy that faithfully sustains you through every trial, every setback, and graciously invites you to rise again, to begin anew, no matter how many times you may have fallen. Embrace this grace, for it is the foundation of your renewal. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God. Ephesians 2:8. Let gratitude be the vibrant song that rises spontaneously from your heart each and every day. Even in the very midst of pain, even when sorrow casts its long shadow, there are countless blessings meticulously woven into the fabric of your life story. There are moments of unexpected kindness, brilliant sparks of pure joy, fleeting glimpses of profound beauty that illuminate the darkness. Gratitude possesses the incredible power to shift your gaze, to redirect your focus from what you perceive as missing or lacking, to what is abundantly present. It moves you from a mindset of scarcity to one of overflowing abundance, transforming your perspective. It is the soul's powerful declaration that despite the surrounding darkness, light undeniably remains steadfast and eternal. Cultivate this spirit of profound gratitude, and you will miraculously find the strength to endure every hardship and the courage to hope fiercely for the future. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. As we stand on the threshold of the I want to offer you 5 vital principles, drawn from the very heart of God's wisdom, that can profoundly enrich your life with greater happiness and sustained success. These are not complex doctrines, but simple, actionable truths that can transform your daily experience, empowering you to walk with purpose and joy. Let these guide your steps, dear friends, as you continue your magnificent journey, living each day to its fullest in His abundant grace. Embrace. 1. Embrace daily gratitude as your prayer. Start each new day, my friends, not with a list of worries or concerns, but with a heartfelt prayer of thanks for the blessings already present in your life. Gratitude is more than just a feeling. It is a powerful spiritual practice, a conscious choice that opens your heart to receive more of God's goodness and shifts your perspective from what is lacking to what is abundant. Even amidst challenges, seek out those small, precious moments of joy, the warmth of the sun, the love of a friend, the simple act of a quiet breath, and offer thanks, for this daily act will cultivate a spirit of contentment and peace that will sustain you through any storm. This consistent practice of thanksgiving will become a wellspring of positive energy, transforming your outlook and drawing you closer to the source of all blessings. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. 2. Cultivate deeper connections. In this modern world, it is easy to become isolated, but God designed us for fellowship, for deep, meaningful connections with one another. Make a deliberate effort in 2026 to nurture your relationships with family, with friends, and within your spiritual community. Reach out, offer a kind word, lend a listening ear, or simply share a smile. For these acts of genuine connection are like spiritual nourishment for the soul, strengthening your spirit and reminding you that you are part of something larger, a beloved member of His family. True happiness often flourishes in the fertile ground of shared love and mutual support, creating a tapestry of warmth that wards off loneliness and fills your days with purpose. A new command I give you: love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. John 13:34. 3. Find purpose in serving others. True fulfillment, my dear ones, often comes not from focusing solely on our own needs, but from extending our hands and hearts to serve those around us. Even in your golden years, there is an immense wealth of wisdom, experience, and love within you that can profoundly impact others. Look for opportunities, big or small, to contribute. Perhaps by mentoring a younger person, volunteering your time, offering comfort to a neighbor, or simply being a beacon of hope and encouragement. This act of selfless service will not only bless others, but will also ignite a profound sense of purpose within your own soul, reminding you of your invaluable worth and the lasting legacy you continue to build. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. 1 Peter 4:10. 4. Embrace lifelong learning and growth. Never cease, my friends, to nourish your mind and spirit with new knowledge and experiences, for growth is a continuous journey that spans our entire lives. Engage in activities that stimulate your intellect. Read uplifting books, learn a new skill, explore different perspectives, or delve deeper into your faith. This commitment to lifelong learning keeps your mind sharp, your spirit vibrant, and your heart open to the endless wonders of God's creation. Embrace each new day as an opportunity to discover something new, to understand something more deeply, and then to grow closer to the wisdom that comes from above, enriching every facet of your being. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Romans 12:2. 5. Rest in His unwavering promise of peace. Finally, and most importantly, anchor your soul in the unwavering, rock-solid promise that God's peace is always available. A peace that transcends all earthly understanding and guards your heart and mind. Release the heavy burden of trying to control every outcome, every detail, and instead trust implicitly in the divine author who holds your life in His loving hand. In moments of anxiety or uncertainty, turn to Him in prayer. Lay your burdens at His feet and consciously choose to rest in the assurance that He is always with you, always guiding you, and always working all things together for your ultimate good. This profound rest in His promises is the ultimate source of happiness and lasting success, knowing that your life is secure in His eternal care. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. The past, my dear friends, may indeed be filled with scars, with painful memories and regrettable choices, but it does not, will never define your glorious future. You are not the sum total of your mistakes, nor are you a helpless prisoner of your past regrets. Every single day that dawns is a brand new canvas, fresh and unblemished, a fresh opportunity to courageously rewrite your story, to chart a new course. Let go of whatever weighs you down, be it anger, bitterness, self-condemnation, or lingering resentments, and step boldly forward into the radiant light of redemption, into the promise of a renewed life. You are truly free, my beloved, to become the magnificent person you were always meant to be. A person shaped not by your past failures, but by your unwavering faith and the transformative power of God's grace. Embrace this freedom, for it is your divine birthright. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone. The new is here. Corinthians 5:17. Love, my friends, is undeniably the greatest power in the entire universe, an all-encompassing force that heals the deepest wounds, powerfully restores what was broken, and miraculously redeems even loss. Miraculous. It is the very heartbeat of God Himself, meticulously woven into the intricate fabric of all creation. When you choose to love, even in the smallest, most unassuming acts of kindness, you beautifully reflect the divine, and in doing so, you profoundly transform the world around you. This love is not a passive emotion. It is an active, living force that brings light into darkness and hope into despair. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. 1 Corinthians 13:13. In the stillness of your heart, there lies a wellspring of profound peace, an unshakable calm that no earthly storm can ever possibly drown. It is a sacred refuge, a sanctuary built not upon the shifting sands of circumstances, but upon the unwavering eternal foundation of God's boundless grace. This peace is not merely silence or the absence of trouble. It is a powerful, comforting presence, a quiet strength that whispers directly to the raging chaos around you. You will not have the final word. Like a mighty fortress standing firm and resolute amidst the raging tempestuous sea, this divine peace shields your soul from the insidious whispers of despair and the paralyzing grip of fear. It is the very breath of God lovingly breathed into your weary spirit, sustaining you when all else in your world falters and seems to crumble. You are invited, my dear ones, to deeply enter into this profound peace, to rest securely in the unwavering assurance that you are not abandoned, not forgotten. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. When doubts assail you like a relentless tide, and the future feels incredibly uncertain, lean deeply into the sacred peace. Let it gently fill all the empty spaces where anxiety attempts to take root, flooding them instead with calming serenity and profound clarity. Peace is not a passive surrender to fate, but rather an active, courageous trust, a deliberate decision to believe with unshakable conviction that no matter how dark the night may become, the dawn, with its promise of new hope, is already breaking. The battles you valiantly face are never without divine purpose. Every single trial you endure carves new, resilient strength into the very core of your character. Every struggle you overcome refines the precious gold of your soul, purifying it and making it shine brighter. Like the blacksmith's hammer shaping raw steel into a strong, useful tool, adversity molds you, not to break you, but to transform you into a vessel perfectly fit for God's divine purpose. It is in the intense furnace of affliction that the impurities of fear and doubt are lovingly burned away. leaving behind a spirit that is purified, radiant, and resilient. Though the heat may be fierce, hold fast, my friends, for what is being forged within you is priceless, eternal, and incredibly valuable in God's eyes. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. Hope is a radiant beacon that courageously cuts through the darkest, most despairing night, a tenacious flame that steadfastly refuses to be snuffed out by the relentless winds of despair. It is the vibrant song that miraculously rises from the ashes of past hurts, the glorious promise of new lives springing forth from what once seemed barren ground. Hope dares you to believe fiercely in what cannot yet be seen, to trust implicitly in the unseen hand that lovingly guides your every step. It is the quiet roar within your soul, louder than the deafening noise of defeat, stronger than the crushing weight of sorrow. Hold on to hope, my friends, for it is your lifeline, your anchor, your guiding star in the darkest hours. Faith is not a distant, unattainable ideal, but a living, dynamic force powerfully coursing through your very veins, igniting courage in your heart and fueling your perseverance when you feel you have none left. It whispers gently, "You are not alone," and faithfully reminds you that every moment of weakness is graciously met with divine grace, every fall with boundless mercy. Faith turns the seemingly impossible into the inevitable, the broken into the whole, the despairing into the hopeful. It calls you boldly beyond your perceived limitations, inviting you to walk confidently into the unknown, certain that you are held securely by a power infinitely greater than yourself, by the unwavering hand of God. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Romans 15:13. Within your heart lies a deep, inexhaustible reservoir of resilience, profound and unyielding. This resilience is born from your intimate encounters with pain and loss, from the countless times you have courageously chosen to rise when the world would have preferred you stay down. It is the silent roar of a soul that steadfastly refuses to be silenced, the fierce determination to press on despite every daunting obstacle. Resilience is the echo of eternity within you, a divine strength that cannot be exhausted or truly broken. Your wounds are not the end of your story. They are the open lines of a powerful testimony that will inspire generations to come. Each scar you bear is a chapter of victory, each tear a sacred baptism into deeper wisdom and understanding. These marks are the undeniable proof that you have bravely faced the fire of life and emerged refined, stronger, and more beautiful. They are the living language of a heart that has loved and lost, stumbled and risen, broken and healed. Wear them not as shame, but as the insignia of a warrior, a soul refined by the miraculous touch of grace. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah 40:29. In the midst of trials, you are never truly alone. There is a sacred presence that faithfully walks with you, unseen yet unyielding in its support. This presence is the very breath of God, the gentle voice of comfort, the steady hand that guides and steadies your steps when the path ahead is uncertain and fraught with peril. It is a compassionate companion who intimately knows your pain, shares your deepest burdens, and offers an eternal love that never, ever fails. When the night is at its absolute darkest, listen intently for this presence, for it is the unwavering promise that you are never forsaken, never abandoned, always cherished. Courage is the vibrant spark that ignites the fire within your soul. It is not the absence of fear, my friends, but the deliberate choice to move forward, to act despite your fear. Courage dares you to face the unknown with a steady, resolute heart, to stand tall when the world tries its best to crush you. It is the quiet defiance that proclaims, I will not be defined by my circumstances, by my current struggles. This courage is a divine gift, born of unshakable faith and powerfully fueled by everlasting hope. A flame that will never ever be extinguished. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord, your God, will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. The darkness you face is temporary, my friends, merely a shadow passing over the magnificent landscape of your life. No shadow, no matter how deep or intimidating, can ever truly overcome the radiant light that shines brightly within you. Every night, without fail, gives way to the promise of morning. Every harsh winter eventually yields to the vibrant new life of spring. This profound truth is the unwavering anchor of your soul, the eternal promise that joy will always return, that sorrow will eventually fade. Hold fast to this truth, let it steady your heart and powerfully renew your strength. The dawn is most assuredly coming. You are an integral part of a grand divine story, a magnificent tapestry meticulously woven by hands far wiser, far more loving, and far more powerful than your own. Your pain, your joy, your triumphs, and your trials are all precious threads in a design far beyond what your current understanding can fully grasp. Trust implicitly in the Master Weaver, who is lovingly shaping your life with infinite care and profound purpose. Even when the pattern of your life seems unclear, believe with all your heart that every single thread has its perfect place, every moment its sacred meaning. Your story, my friends, is a masterpiece in the making, still unfolding in glory. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1:6. Rise each day with the steadfast resolve to fully embrace the journey, knowing that every single step forward is an act of courageous faith. You are more than your circumstances, stronger than your struggles, and beloved beyond any measure. Let this profound truth guide you, inspire you, and truly transform you from the inside out. The road ahead may be long, the climb may be steep, but the ultimate prize, the eternal reward, is worth every single step, every effort, every moment of perseverance. Walk boldly, live fully, and shine your unique light brightly in this world, for it desperately needs the hope and love you carry. When the weight of the world presses heavily upon your shoulders, remember this: your strength is not measured by the absence of struggle, but by the profound courage to carry on, to persevere. The soul's endurance is forged in moments of intense hardship, tempered by tears, and tested by the relentless tide of life's trials. Like the mighty oak that bends gracefully in the fiercest storm, but does not break, you are shaped by the winds of adversity, rooted firmly in something far deeper than mere circumstance. Your resilience, my friends, is not born of luck or chance, but of a divine spark that ignites within you, an unyielding fire that refuses to be extinguished. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Psalm 27:1. Pain is not your enemy. It is the sacred crucible of transformation. It carves away what is needless, what no longer serves you, and reveals what is truly essential to your spirit. In your brokenness, there is a sacred space where profound healing truly begins, where the soul is stretched beyond its perceived limits and miraculously renewed. This suffering, though often bitter and painful, is the refining flame that purifies your spirit, burning away the dross of fear, pride, and despair. You emerge from it stronger, wiser, and far more compassionate, with a heart capable of experiencing greater love and deeper understanding. Hope is the very heartbeat of the soul, a lifeline thrown across the vast chasm of despair. It is the quiet assurance that no darkness is eternal, no night so deep that dawn will not come. Hope anchors your spirit, holding it firm when the winds howl and the seas rage. It is a light that pierces through the thickest fog of doubt, guiding your steps with unwavering certainty. To hope is to trust beyond what your eyes can see, to believe beyond what your heart can feel. It is the soul's fierce rebellion against surrender. He has raised us up with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms in Christ Jesus. Ephesians 2:6. Faith, too, is a mighty fortress, not built on shifting sands, but on the solid rock of God's unchanging promises. It is the steadfast conviction that no matter what storm you face, you are held, you are known, you are beloved. Faith transforms fear into courage, weakness into strength, and despair into joy. It is the whisper in the night that tells you to keep going, the hand that lifts you when you fall, the voice that calls you onward when the path seems lost. Faith is the bridge between what is and what can be, between your present reality and your divine potential. In moments of doubt, look inward and recognize the divine image etched into your very soul. You were made with profound purpose, fashioned for greatness beyond your imagination. Your life is not random. It is a masterpiece crafted by the hand of a loving creator. When the world questions your worth, remember the one who declared you fearfully and wonderfully made. Your value is not determined by the approval of others, but by the eternal love that shaped you in the secret place of creation. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. 1 Peter 2:9. The journey you walk is not yours alone. It is a path shared by countless souls, a sacred fellowship of those who have stumbled, risen, and pressed on. In community, you find strength and encouragement, a chorus of voices reminding you that you are never isolated in your struggles. The bonds of shared experience weave a tapestry of hope and resilience, a testimony to the power of connection and mutual support. Reach out, lean in, and find courage in the company of those who walk beside you. Grace is the river that flows freely, washing away guilt and shame, renewing the weary heart. It is the unmerited favor that meets you where you are, not where you wish to be. Grace is the hand that catches you when you fall, the voice that forgives your failures, the embrace that restores your soul. In grace, you find freedom not from consequence, but from condemnation. It is the wellspring of mercy that sustains you through every trial and invites you to rise again. Let gratitude be the song that rises from your heart each day. Even in the midst of pain, there are blessings woven into your story. Moments of kindness, sparks of joy, glimpses of beauty. Gratitude shifts your gaze from what is missing to what is present, from scarcity to abundance. It is the soul's declaration that despite the darkness, light undeniably remains steadfast and eternal. Cultivate this spirit, and you will find strength to endure and courage to hope. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2. My dear friends, my fellow travelers on this incredible journey, I urge you today with all the love and conviction in my heart to walk boldly. The door, the one God himself has chosen for you, is waiting. The hand that holds every key to your destiny is extended, reaching out to you. Step forward, not with trembling feet, but with a fierce, unwavering faith, and watch in awe as the impossible becomes your testimony. Embrace the journey, for it is sacred. Live fully, for every breath is a gift. And shine your light brightly, for a world in need is waiting to be touched by the hope and love that God has placed within you. God bless you, and may His peace fill your hearts always.